How to cut and sew two-side gather gown in 5 minutes. Here I've already marked out my shoulder to my neckline, then my shoulder to my bust point, shoulder to my under bust, then to my waistline and also to my hip line. I've drafted out my shoulder to my armhole. I also slanted the top of my shoulder. I slanted it by half an inch at the top of my shoulder. I also marked out nipple to nipple measurement, which is what I use for my dart. Then I marked it from my hip line to my bust point where I connected it to my armhole line. So I cut both the back and the front together. I also drafted where I printed the gathers, but I later trimmed it because I wanted it to be more tinier than the one in this video. I made it 3.5 inches for the back and the front of the gown. Okay, so after which I drafted out where I printed the gathers from the full length of the gown to my waistline. So although I later trimmed it to be more tinier than that, just because of how I wanted my gown to look. If you want it wider or tinier, you can do it on your gown. So after drafting out where I printed the gathers, I drafted the line of where I printed the gathers. I drafted it on the material also, so that I can have a perfect and well fit side gather. And if you have any question you want to ask concerning this video, you can also drop it in the comment section or send me a message. I will reply to you immediately. Please don't forget to like this video, comment and share with your friends, and also turn on the notification bell so that when next I drop a video you will be notified. So here you can see I've already cut out my lining, and you can see me turning the lining and the material. You know, I've already marked out the material I want to print on the two sides of the gown. So now it's time for me to turn the material I want to print on the two sides of the gown. But mind you, I added a net to it. These are baby gown nets to make it strong, to make it stand a little bit. So if you want to make your own, you can also add it, or you can choose not to add it because it's optional. But to me, I prefer using that net on my gown to make it stand a bit. So here I've already turned the full gown, so it's time for me to print on the two sides of the gown. To print on it, I did printing. I did not gather the material I want to use because I tried gathering it but it did not work, so I just went straight to do printing on it. So that is how I printed the material on the two sides of the gown. So here you can see me printing it carefully. I did not print it too big, I did not print it too small. I printed it medium size. So after printing on the first part of the gown, I printed on the second part of the gown. I printed the first material on the first part of the gown, and I also printed the second material on the second part of the gown. I did it very carefully to make sure my print with the first side of the gown is equal to the second side of the gown also. Okay, let me tell you where my printing started from. My printing started from an inch after where my dart ended. That's where my printing started from. That's where I started the printing, because it's straight to that point after an inch after the place my dart ended. So from there I started printing to the other part, also ended an inch before the place where my dart ended. You can see the process of making this two-side gather gown. The process is very easy, just for you to pay attention and you understand all the explanation. Now at this point the gown is almost ready to wear, but don't forget to ask a question if you have any question that you want to ask. So you can see the beautiful dress that I made, so you can make yours. Look at my dress. The dress is so beautiful.